Thank you. New this morning, the home of Coors Field, known as the Ballpark District in Denver, has seen a lot of changes in the last year, especially when it comes to safety.
Yeah, that's right. 90 reporter Brianna Fernandez is live in the Ballpark neighborhood this morning. Brianna, at one point, this area had the largest encampments of people experiencing homelessness for the city of Denver.
Yeah, so some businesses I spoke to say that this time last year they felt overwhelmed because they saw tons of tents up and down the sidewalks here. Now it also kept them, their customers away. It was hard for their businesses to stay open, and they also felt unsafe even walking down the street. So you might remember this time last year, back in October, there was a staple establishment. It was the LGBTQ plus bar, Triangle Bar, and they had to shut down after decades. Now the owner cited health and safety concerns because of the homeless encampments. And since Mayor Mike Johnston's House 1000 initiative, the board chair of Ballpark Collective, Matt, says that there's been improvements when it comes to the encampments.
Well, I think I have PTSD from it. I almost left the neighborhood in 2022 because I wasn't seeing hope for the neighborhood, and I thought about selling it all and just moving and traveling and doing something else. But because of the people that are coming together, I feel like there's hope for the neighborhood.
Now, Matt has been in this area since 2007, so of course he's seen a lot of changes throughout the years. And he says it is some progress, but there's still one problem that they're trying to address, and that is the drug problem. They say that they've been working one-on-one with city officials, with the Denver Police Department, as well as the mayor's office to kind of come together and address that problem. But overall, Matt says that he just wants more businesses to come to the area, and of course new visitors to come visit the Ballpark District, especially if they've never been here because it felt unsafe at some point. For now, I'm live in Denver, Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
Yeah, and we heard that concern from a lot of our viewers there at home, Brianna. So sounds like some progress is being made. Thank you.
This morning, a man in Colorado Springs is safe after firefighters rescued him from the back of a garbage truck. The unusual rescue was caught on camera Tuesday morning. Firefighters say he was sleeping in a dumpster to avoid the weather, but then he got picked up and emptied into a garbage truck at UC Health Memorial Hospital. The driver even drove around for a few minutes before hearing screaming in the back. One lieutenant with Springs Fire says in his 22 years as a firefighter, he has never seen a call like this one.
We had a total of about 10 to 11 firefighters on scene, and all personnel kind of have a unique role. This is obviously a unique circumstance, nothing that we say, hey, let's go train on this today.
The man escaped with minor injuries. UC Health says any patients they think might be experiencing homelessness, they're going to connect them with a case manager to make sure they can get the resources they may need.
Pro-Palestinian protesters at the University of Denver are staying their ground when it comes to clearing out encampments. Last night, the university sent an email to students saying DU's chancellor met with people from the encampment and asked them to clear the area voluntarily by 9 p.m. But protesters didn't listen. At last check, our crew saw encampments still up there on campus grounds.
This morning, leaders of the World Health Organization are calling on Israeli leaders to lift a blockade that's preventing medical aid from reaching the Gaza Strip. The Director General says the primary route for medical aid from Egypt has been cut off because of ongoing Israeli army operations in Rafah. Some supplies are in warehouses and in hospitals, but without more aid flowing into Gaza, WHO says they can't support the population there. Over the past few days, WHO and its partners have managed to deliver small amounts of fuel to Gaza, but they say it still isn't enough to manage vital health operations.
Today, funeral ceremonies continue for late Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi after he was killed in a helicopter crash earlier this week. Iraq's prime minister is expected to attend some of the ceremonies today. He'll be accompanied by a high-ranking official delegation that includes the president of the federal court and several ministers and governors. Right now, authorities there are still investigating how Raisi's helicopter crashed.
New this morning, federal officials have announced a new platform to report denied emergency care directly to the U.S. government. All Americans are entitled to emergency medical care under federal law. It's called the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act. Now, any patient who believes they were wrongly turned away can file a complaint, which would trigger an investigation and threaten the hospital's funding. In the past, emergency health care complaints were funneled through state agencies. Now, patients who were denied emergency care have a web portal to complain directly to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
The Biden administration is planning to release 1 million barrels of gasoline over the next few weeks. The 42 million gallons of gas will come from reserves located in Maine and New Jersey. The Energy Department said it will sell the gas in quantities of 100,000 barrels to the highest bidders. That process was structured to maximize its impact on gas prices between Memorial Day and Independence Day. The sale isn't expected to have a significant impact on those prices at the pump.
Attorney General Merrick Garland has agreed to testify at the House Judiciary Committee annual oversight hearing. His decision to testify comes as Republicans try to hold him in contempt of Congress. Republicans want to hold Garland in contempt for refusing to turn over audio recordings of President Joe Biden's interview with Special Counsel Robert Hur. The White House asserted executive privilege on those recordings. Garland is expected to testify before the House Judiciary on June 4th.
And as far as our weather goes today, after temperatures only in the 60s yesterday with rain off and on all day long, how about a lot of sunshine today and temperatures about where we expect to find them? Pretty pleasant with 70s over the eastern plains. Tomorrow, even warmer. We'll be in the 70s to near 80 degrees, and we'll keep that sunshine around as well.
All right, Ed, thank you. Right now, as far as what your drive is looking like, no major problems or slowdowns for you. Northbound I-25 travel from Castle Rock to 225 will only take about 16 minutes.
All right, Erica, thank you. A boat on the banks of the River Seine will host the Paris Olympics Pride House. It's part of an effort to promote social inclusion through sports. Pride House is a venue that's been put up during major international sporting events since the 2010 Vancouver Winter Olympics to celebrate LGBTQ+ athletes. Organizers for Pride House say this year's message is working to make LGBTQ people more visible by promoting testimonials and role models.
You know, representation is so important because when I started sports at 5, there was no one that looked like me. I never heard my story. I never saw an LGBTQ athlete. And then, you know, for so many athletes coming to the Summer Olympics and so many spectators, you know, this will be the first time that they will see an out Asian athlete through Pride House France. And for them, that's everything, just to be seen.
French authorities also say the venue aims to show international visitors that they are protected in France.